Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey and I'm back to share with you today how I planned in my classic size happy planner. This is the This Is Your Year version of that happy planner, and there is how I planned last week. I used a majority of items from the Scraptastic Club January Plan On It kit. I absolutely was in love with sort of the soft pink blush type color, and I used a majority of that with a few little bits and pieces of red thrown in and a little bit of gray as well. And I was really happy with it. So I knew that I wanted to follow up last week with something that I loved as much, and I feel like I've been kind of on a roll. So let's get started. I'm going to use this set of stickers from Two Lil Bees that I got on Etsy, and it's beautiful. I couldn't even resist it. I had to buy it. So you can see that I've started by planning in advance with some sticky notes. And this is how I keep track of things that pop up that aren't maybe the norm, that are a little bit different. And I only have, as you can see, some decorative stickers and some list stickers from the Two Lil Bees shop. Now my plan is to supplement that with stickers that I have from my stash. So I'm going to first put down my very first sticker, which is a checklist sticker, and will help me keep track of my to-dos for Monday. Now, what I want to do is pull out a bunch of stickers from my stash that will coordinate with these. And so as you can see, I'm going to put down the decorative little strip sticker and then put a to-do sticker right on top for a header. Now, for up in the upper left-hand corner, I've added a cute little flag and a little vacuum sticker to notate my cleaning, and the pen that I'm using is a Pilot permanent pen. Sorry, I had a brain blip there. I couldn't remember what I was going to say. Now I'm matching up these Libyan company stickers to see which color palette matches. So there's a bunch of different colors on those sheets you can see, but I need to know which ones will coordinate fairly well with the colors in the decorative stickers. Now I added an activity down at the bottom, but I completely forgot that that's where I add my meal planning, which is ridiculous because how long have I been doing this? I've been doing this a very long time, but I'm still a little bit thrown off by not putting my to-dos always in the bottom box. But it's okay, these stickers come up so easily, so I just peeled it right up and then stuck it back in the proper spot, leaving room for my meal planning at the very bottom. Now, as you can see, I've added a couple of decorative elements. Well, okay, just one, that strip sticker. And I know that's a little bit unusual for me, but I wanted to make sure to include it because it's super pretty, and it's really one of the ways that I am sort of planning my color scheme for the week. Now this is an activity sticker from Scraptastic Club, and I love it because it has room for those little icons, and they're so interchangeable and lots of different colors, and so it really just adds a lot of variety. Now I've stuck it down there in the middle section, and I'm going to take the stamp set from the January Plan On It kit and stamp my to-do list. Now as you can see, these are all of my planner inks. I do have other inks that I use. I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, I don't own other inks. I do. But these are the ones that I use primarily for my planning. They're all pigment inks, and they all don't bleed through the Happy Planner pages. And just showing that I have basically a small variety of rainbow colored stamp pads, excuse me, and I'm able to do great work with those. Now that's a Prima chalk ink that I had in my stash. I've had it for years and years, and I just used it to ink up that Stuff to Do stamp, which will notate my to-do list for Tuesday. Now because the activities for Tuesday are all pretty much the evening, and then also that doctor's appointment, I wanted to try putting the to-do list at the top of the page and then having all of my activities and appointments run concurrently in those two bottom squares. So, and I guess they're rectangles, they're not squares, right? So anyway, I forgot one on Monday, which is kind of an occupational hazard, I guess, and I'm going to go back and just add the label, and then on top of it place this teeny tiny little pencil that says no school. It's fun to layer different little stickers, and especially ones that maybe you want them to stand out a tiny bit, and the layering really helps add that differentiation. Now I've also added another decorative sticker down in the bottom on Tuesday. Now I chose that one specifically because there also is a little bit of room that if I want to or I need to add another event or activity, I can, that just has the stripes at the top. Now for the Wednesday to-do list, I used a checklist stamp from Scraptastic Club, and I stamped it once and then I cleaned it off. And then I simply inked up one more of the circles so that I could add an extra space for to-dos. It's one of the things that's really cool about stamps. They can be easily used to fit your own activities or modified in different ways to make them fit your needs simply by adding or subtracting ink from the stamp itself. Now for Wednesday morning, I've stamped this little box from Sweet Stamp Shop, and it's really adorable, but I knew I wanted to pair it with an icon, so I found the little icon from Scraptastic Club and I stuck that down on top of it, and it's just that cute little stethoscope. And I love how stamping and stickers really work well together and how you can really make them the perfect thing that you need just by combining the two different things. So now I'm looking through my stamps because sometimes I know that the one that I want is somewhere. I just can't quite decide where it's at. So now I found the to-do header stamp that I was looking for, and I simply inked that up with the turquoise Versacolor ink pad. Now I love this week because I'm using a bunch of different colors, and not only that, but the color scheme is really super different for me. It's probably all the purple if you want to know the truth, but it still turns out cool, and I get to use a bunch of different colors together that I wouldn't ordinarily use. Now I think it's taking me a little bit longer to plan as well because I am sort of going back through just my stash items, and this is a great way to pick up a couple of sheets from a shop that you know you want to use, like for example these decorative stickers from Two Lil Bees, but then I'm able to use stash elements as well to really round out the rest of my planning. Now as you can see, I used that little arrow sticker, and these are from the Planner Junkie. Those arrows that I used pointing to the baseball were the ones that I really wanted from that shop. And then I ended up finding a couple of other cute ones and threw them in, and they're really fun, and they're very different than other things that I've ever seen, yet they're still crazy functional and have a lot of stickers on the sheet and a lot of different colors. Now that again is the Pilot permanent pen that I use to write on glossy stickers. It's very, very similar to a Sharpie ultrafine marker, so if you have one of those, you can definitely use those on glossy stickers as well. Now I'm pulling out of all of these Sweet Stamp Shop stamp sets. I'm looking for the ones that can help me put the little plate and utensils down at the bottom and the word dinner. I am going over and over and over again through these stamps trying to find that plate. It's totally there. It's right there in that pile, and I've touched it at least 3 times, but I can't seem to quite find it. I think it's in a different spot than I was maybe expecting it to be in. But so anyway, I pulled out my second little collection of Sweet Stamp Shop stamps. Nope, not in there because it's in the original one. How silly of me. Anyway, this is a stamp I use all of the time too, so clearly it was just a little bit, see there it is, I'm pointing to it, and I had already touched it many times, but it's all good, it's all found now, and so I am going to take the little word dinner and I'm going to use the gray VersaFine ink pad, and I'm going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp it in each of the different rectangles on the bottom, and I've got it turned on its side so it's vertical versus using it horizontally. And then I'm going to ink up the plate and utensils with that pink Prima chalk ink and then put that right next to it as well. It's a favorite way for me to notate the meals down at the bottom. And I'm really excited with how this turned out. Like I said already, it's definitely a different color scheme for me, but I love the florals that were included in the Two Lil Bees sticker sheets. And so it's just a fun little way to change it up, make it a little bit different. And if you've watched any of my other videos, like especially the ones from my mini Happy Planner in the last couple weeks, I'm really trying to sort of jumpstart my creativity and get myself out of some of the ruts that I've been in with my planning. Now I've got this sticker at the top. It's simply to notate this is the day that my son is taking the PSAT, so I don't have a lot of details for it because it's something that he's taking at school, and he's a high schooler, so I just needed to write those up at the top to jog my memory. Now I've stamped the VersaFine ink onto that stamp from the Sweet Stamp Shop, and it's got the cute little circle right there, and I'm going to take a little tooth stamp from the Planner stamp set and use the pink Prima chalk ink again and add it to the little circle. It's so cute, and it's really a fun way to keep track of dentist and orthodontist appointments just with one simple little icon. Now if you're not a stamper or you haven't stamped in your planner before, I really encourage you to give it a try. It's one of those things that, like those stamp sets that you can see sitting on my desk from Sweet Stamp Shop. They're $8. So you can use them over and over and over and over again, and all it takes is an inexpensive ink pad. Like all the small ones that you've seen me using are $2 at the most, and so you really can get a lot of use out of them for a very small amount of money. Now, as you can see, I added a couple of decorative stickers. Now, again, I know that I normally add my decorations at the end, but I knew I wanted to use these, and I knew that they would fit based on what activities and events that I still had going on for the rest of the week. So I'm using these this week in place of washi tape. You won't see me putting any washi down since I'm using these decorative strips instead. And actually, truth be told, it's a really fun way to get some different patterns and colors without investing in an entire roll of washi. Now, I know the price is probably about the same, but then you don't have to store the rolls of washi, and when you grow tired of it, then you're finished. You're not still stuck with the rest of the roll that you're probably not going to find yourself using. Now I'm finishing up that final event. I used that quarter box sticker or that half box sticker, whatever you want to call it, and then also just layered on top of it the little baseball icon simply to note that it was baseball practice. I don't have to do that. Obviously I can write the word baseball, but I just think it's a cute and fun way to add those little details to my planning that makes me smile and makes me more excited to come back to my planner and make sure that I'm staying on track. Now I've added a little decorative element down to the bottom box, and that's really just because I know that I don't have any activities pre-planned for Friday. So even if something does come up, I'll still have plenty of room to add that, even with the decorative square. I try to be mindful of that, and I try to add the decorations where I know I'm not going to have anything if I do it at the same time as my planning. Otherwise, I add it at the very end when I'm done adding all of my appointments and events, just to make sure that I get those down, as those are the most important part of my planning each week. Now it's time to move on to Saturday, and I am using the cute little push pin stamp and the turquoise Versa color ink pad, and just writing these couple of practices down for my son. Now a lot of times I'll alternate the sides that I put the icons on, but this time I decided to line them up on top of one another, though it would have absolutely been awesome as well if I would have alternated it and put it on the right side instead. Now I still have a couple of more activities for Saturday afternoon, and so I'm going to use a couple of different stickers. First I'm going to use this box and simply write the activity on there. Then when I'm finished with that, I'm going to pull out those stickers that I had gotten from the Planner Junkie and try another one of these that I had been interested in. I like that it really changes up the way that the feel of the box, because it doesn't go all the way across the entire width. I like that. I think it just gives it a little bit of something different, and it looks pretty fun. Now looking at it though, I could have maybe covered up that edge of the decorative sticker down there at the bottom, but oh well. Now I've added another decorative element because I don't have any other activities going on for Sunday except for one thing on Sunday morning, so I had plenty of room to add the decorative element. I've added the little label for the one activity I had on Sunday, and then added the little baseball just because it's totally stinking cute, and why not? Now I realized that I forgot something for Wednesday. My son has a birthday party that he's going to attend, so I still need to add one more activity for Wednesday. And it's one of those things that, so I'm going to pull out the label, the little sticker, and I'm going to add it right there. But I have to be careful because some of these I have to write with permanent pen and some of them not. So here I got a little confused. It's not a permanent pen one. I tried to wipe it off. It smeared on the paper. So now I need to cover that up. So it's not the end of the world though that I smeared the ink. I'm simply going to choose one of those Planner Junkie stickers and cover it up. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.